Well, hi, everyone. Welcome to This One's Dedicated To. My name's Chris Barton.
And I'm Jennifer Ziegler, and we both write books for young people. And we love speaking with other creators of books, particularly about the dedications.
That's what This One's Dedicated To is all about. Today, we are joined by Robin Preiss Glasser, the illustrator of GRAND JETÉ and Me. Welcome, Robin. Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome.
Hi, Jenny and Chris, and thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you.
So to kick us off, would you mind reading aloud the dedication in your book?
Yes. So I just want to start by saying the book is written by Allegra Kent, who was a former and very important ballerina for the New York City Ballet and was in the original Nutcracker. This is the Nutcracker that is done every single year for audiences that come to New York City, to Lincoln Center from all over the world. So of course I had to dedicate the book to Allegra, the author, who inspired me as a young dancer, and to all who witnessed her magic. So it's actually, the dedication leads me into the explanation for the entire book.
And that was a lovely way to introduce us to Allegra. If you could talk a little bit about what she meant to you.
Yeah.
And how serendipitous that now you are working on this book and finished it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, when I was in the School of American Ballet, which is in New York City, which is the school of the Balanchine, of the New York City Ballet, the Balanchine Company, we all of us who were allowed to go be at the summer course, you had to audition. As a young child, that was very traumatic to be rejected. I mean, thousands of kids from all over the world come and get to audition, and then you're either chosen or rejected for these, just special classes. And I was about 12 or 13, and she was one of the ballerinas of the company, and to be able to be in the building at Juilliard, which is where the school is, and to peek in the rooms and watch the classes and watch the rehearsals. We were given that VIP pass to be able to peek in. And Allegra was a major ballerina of the company. And while all the other dancers were jumping around and flying around, or just leaning back on a bar, hanging around, waiting or chatting with each other, she was always on the floor in the corner in a pretzel. She had her legs and Balanchine created ballets for her using her incredible limberness. And then other dancers had to actually change their technique to be able to do what the ballet required. So she was really a role model for so many of us young dancers that became the next generation of dancers. And then I retired from dance at age 30, because you really can't do it much past, some dancers make it into their 40s, but mostly it's for young bodies. And so I went back to school to become an illustrator, and to be able to, at this point in my life, do a ballet story. I did so many other books. I guess I'm most well known for the Fancy Nancy series, which I did for 15 years. I'd never done a ballet book, even though I danced up until I was 30. So this was my opportunity to do a dance story. And it was very autobiographical for Allegra, because after her dance career, she had children and then grandchildren that she brought to Lincoln Center to see the Nutcracker.
Right. While you were making this book, did Allegra know about the inspiration she had been to you earlier in your life?
Yes. I got to talk with her and got to know her. I hadn't officially met her until we started working on this book together. And so, it's just been incredible to get to know her, because she, for instance, being a big star in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, she traveled all over the world. So I would say to her, what was it like to go to Russia in the 60s during the communist bloc? And, you know, what was that like? And then she'll tell me some crazy story about fish, you know, I mean, about eating fish, you know, and it's hysterical. And just getting those stories. And I know that, for instance, in my life, I guess, and I don't know how all of you out there feel, and you two feel, but I didn't really understand when I was younger and so self-involved that the older people in my life had lives and had experiences and had so much to give me and to share. And if I would just ask a question, tell me about something, you know, an impactful moment of your life or whatever, how fascinating they were.
And you have so many special connections with her, and obviously, you know, the love of dance, but love of life, and all these love of story and expression. And I'm wondering if there was a moment while you were illustrating it where you realized, I'm gonna dedicate it to Allegra, or if you always knew from the get-go.
I knew from the get-go. I probably knew when I read the manuscript, this is my gift back to Allegra for the gift she gave all of us. You know, that, I mean, she just inspired us. She taught us. She gave so much. And what can I do but thank her for the magic, the gift that she gave to all of us.
Well, Robin, this has been an absolute delight getting to talk with you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This is, and you're the last episode of our first season, so this is a great note to end on.
You're our big finale.
I need to teach you how to do a curtsy.
I need to learn how to do a curtsy.
Let me teach you ballerina hands. And any of the children out in the audience, wiggle your fingers.
All right.
Okay, now wiggle your thumb and wiggle your middle finger. Your middle finger, not your pointer finger, your middle finger. Make them kiss. Yes, these are pretty ballerina hands. And you put them out to the side. Like that. And you put one leg behind. You take your leg. My slippers, of course. Put one leg behind and just bend your knees. Keeping your pretty hands.
Fantastic.
I'm going to practice.
End your season that way.
And we're done.